and it's just fantastic. That is really what I think. Oh, by the way, which one's pink? But if we tell you the name of the game, boy, we call it riding the gravy train. Hey everybody, welcome to MT Guitar and to another edition of Pink Floyd Friday. Today we're doing just an awesome song, Have a Cigar. It's also off the album Wish You Were Here, which I covered last week, both the song and the album. And this song has a ton of awesome stuff going on musically and guitar-wise. There's of course the classic line in this song, by the way, which one's pink? Which supposedly was a true story. Pink Floyd was asked that throughout their career, especially in the 70s, by people in the music business who assumed that Pink was a member of the band. This song is in E minor, and all the chords are diatonic to E minor, meaning when we go to C major, that's inside of E minor. Same with D, same with G, completely in the key of E minor, so it's a great vehicle for blues rock vocabulary in E minor. Right, you know. So next week we're going to do the electric. All right, so let's dive into some fun facts about this tune. This is one of only two songs where there was ever a lead vocal recorded by a non-member of Pink Floyd. This was Roy Harper. The other song is Great Gig in the Sky from Dark Side. So this was recorded by Roy Harper, and I think Roger Waters was quite clear that he really wanted to sing on it, and he regrets not singing on it, but he just didn't have the sound for this song. And Gilmour tried too, and it just didn't work. So Roy Harper was brought in. He was recording at Abbey Road Studios at the time. Don't really know much about him. But as a teenager listening to this, I just assumed it was Roger, thinking, oh, he kind of sounds a little different here. But later I learned that it wasn't. The song starts off with this awesome riff. Okay, now I'm playing this on acoustic. We are going to cover the solo next week on electric. He used a phaser pedal, an MXR phaser pedal, I believe, to get that kind of cool sound going on. And Roger Waters is also doing a bass line. So that's complementing the guitar, right? And then there's a Wurlitzer that Richard Wright's playing that's also complementing that. So it's really cool intro. Right? And then we have the main sort of hook, right? And the synthesizer comes in to accompany that. So it's the electric guitar, bass, and synthesizer all doing that. But you can also hear there's two guitar parts, and one of the guitar parts is just strumming a C to go into C sus4, which is a classic Floyd sound. We see that on Pigs on the Wing and other acoustic guitar parts from Floyd. So, okay. But now, if we uncover what's happening harmonically, you could play it like I did the second half of the intro when I went, you know. Okay, so that would be E minor, D over F sharp, because when it goes to the second fret, we're no longer on an E minor chord. But we're definitely not on an F sharp minor or anything like that. So it's D over F sharp to G to C. All right. So you could do either one, the octaves or the chords. Roger wrote this about the music industry, right? Wish You Were Here was partly about the pressures of fame and the music industry. We know that Wish You Were Here is also about Syd Barrett. Gilmour actually thought that the pressures of the music industry and of fame were a leading cause in Syd's demise. So an interesting sort of correlation there between Syd and and this record industry. I hadn't really thought of it quite like that before until I read that. And, actually Gilmour was quite critical of this song because he thought, well, we're complaining about the system that made us all rich. So that's a funny little side note about Gilmour's attitude towards the song. Nonetheless, he played amazing guitar parts throughout this. And, it's a lot of fun to play. It's definitely a little more upbeat and not so easy, right, to pull it off. And then Richard Wright has these cool Wurlitzer parts. Kind of does that stuff over the E minor chord. And then, once in a while he throws in an E minor triad that I replicated with some harmonics up here. So I was able to kind of throw things together into an arrangement. I hope that'll work for you. Next week will be a little more specific with the exact guitar part as far as the solo, of course. There'll be a tab for this on the Patreon with, all the notes. Check that out if you will. And remember to hit the thumbs up and subscribe and do all those wonderful things that help the channel. By the way, one more thing about this that's really fun. At the end of the solo, there's this thing where there's a filter sweep and we get a real tinny sound as if to replicate the AM radio sound. That leads into Wish You Were Here, which we covered last week. Wish You Were Here begins with the radio dial. So it kind of nicely leads into Wish You Were Here. So just thought I'd throw that in as well. All right, so we'll leave it there for today. Don't forget to tune in next week for the complete playthrough of all the parts with a tab, including the solo on electric guitar, which I'm really excited about. I got some work to do. So for now, try out some of those parts I talked about and get ready for the playthrough next week. We'll see you next lesson.